Our top story on the broadcast is this conversation that's happening between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the US President Joe Biden, even as we speak. So a day after the United States agreed to send vaccine, raw material, ventilators, PPE kits, diagnostic kits, and other material required to combat COVID, there is a conversation that's happening between Joe Biden and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. I quickly want to cut across to India Today's Foreign Affairs editor Geeta Mohan and Paulami Saha joining us on this big story. Paulami, to you first, what more can you tell us about this conversation?
Well, Gaurav, at the moment, what the Prime Minister's office has told us is that the conversation is currently underway between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and US President Joe Biden. And like you rightly said, this comes very significantly a day after the US lifted embargo on the supply of raw material for vaccine production and other equipment like ventilators and rapid diagnostic testing kits, as well as ventilators, like I said earlier. All of that to India. So it's going to be extremely significant. We're waiting to find out from the Prime Minister's office as to what exactly transpired in that conversation. But we know that Joe Biden, of course, has issued a small statement where he did say that he will be extending all the help and aid that India needs currently as it battles this second wave of the pandemic, given the help that India extended to the United States at the time that this pandemic first crept in on the world.
Absolutely. When the United States required assistance, Geeta, India was first of the block. Hydroxychloroquine, whatever assistance the United States required, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had that assistance sent to the United States of America. There is tremendous criticism, Geeta, that the United States was rather slow in its response. But give us details about this conversation, Geeta.
Well, that's right. The conversation that is taking place between the Prime Minister of India and the President of the United States of America has to do with the kind of relief and assistance with medical supplies that the U.S. is extending to India. President Biden himself having a word with Prime Minister Narendra Modi on that front. This comes, like you very rightly said, after all the criticism that U.S. has had to face with regards to the America First policy and comments made by the U.S. State Department spokesperson did not really go down well with India. Well, like you said, HCQ, the hydroxychloroquine drug, was supplied to the United States of America after India promptly lifted ban on export of HCQ, whereas U.S. kept citing those very same bans to not provide raw materials for medicine and vaccine to India. Now, the President of the United States of America, in conversation with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, reiterating the determination of Washington, D.C. to help New Delhi out. This even as what President Biden tried to do when he tweeted that message out earlier, was that he said there is a lot of strain within America to handle the entire crisis, and yet they're coming and extending a helping hand. So in many ways, if you see the kind of statement that's coming from the United States of America, still not there when it comes to how forthcoming India has been, and the reciprocity is not visible as it should have been. But nonetheless, at this point in time, India requires all the assistance and help that India needed, and India has been pursuing U.S. since February. It seems like now, finally, India will get what it wanted from the United States of America.
Okay, because Paulami, this comes at a time when Chinese analysts were actually rubbing salt on India's wounds, saying Quad is a failure, a friend in need is a friend indeed, and that India would not be taken for a ride by the United States of America, because when India required assistance, the Chinese analysts were saying, where was the US? And Paulami, Russia reacted quickly, Germany, France, UAE, Saudi Arabia, the world reacted quickly. The United States did not. So is this conversation, in a way, making amends?
Absolutely. At least we can speculate that possibly this is a conversation which is making amends, because like you rightly pointed out, there has immense criticism of the United States as to the amount of time it has taken in order to come forward to extend a helping hand to India as it battles the world's highest number of COVID cases daily, and those numbers keep spiking on a daily basis at such a time when all of these other countries, Germany, France, Japan, Singapore, Saudi Arabia, all of these countries came forward in order to extend a helping hand in whatever way that was possible, Russia, in whatever way that was possible for them to assist India in battling this pandemic. The United States stayed mum. Not until that conversation that happened between the NSA, Mr. Ajit Doval and Jake Sullivan, as you pointed out earlier in the conversation as well. And of course, that very cryptic tweet that was put out by the External Affairs Minister, S. Jaishankar, as well, shaming US almost into reacting, Gaurav.
Multilateralism should not only be preached, it must be practiced. Geeta and Pallavi, for the moment, many thanks for joining me.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.